Okay, we're going to talk about creation and editing of assemblies, and I'm going to use an example that will show you how to use the power of the assembly to simplify your work. So let's create an assembly. In this example, we're going to talk about it's a basement refinisher, where he's putting in a real simple job where he's putting in hanging sheets of plywood and putting on trim. So we're going to edit the assembly. At this point there's nothing in the assembly. Put this out of the way. Base trim, add that. Plywood. Add plywood. Now let's go over to the labor screen. Install plywood. And then baseboard. Install baseboard trim. Okay, now we have 4 items but no quantities or lengths, so I'm going to put in quantities. Install base 1 foot of base trim. I'm going to put in 1. Put this up. Install linear foot of plywood. 1 there. On the plywood itself, I'm going to put 0.25, so I'm going to divide by 4 because we're going to set this up so the estimator just puts in linear feet of basement he wants to finish, and it'll calculate the number of sheets of plywood we need. Okay, so now we have assembly. Let's take a look at the assembly again. Whoop. Let's edit the assembly, look at it. Okay, there's 4 items, 2 labor, 2 parts. Now let's add it to an estimate. Here's an estimate. Then we'll just click on the assembly here. And let's assume just 4 linear feet. Let's see how it looks in the estimate. Okay, now let's take a look at the estimate. So it calculated 1 sheet of plywood had 4 feet of trim. The installation for the plywood is per foot, so the quantity is 4, and the trim is per foot, so the quantity is 4. But notice it calculated 1 sheet of plywood because we're hanging the plywood, the 4x8 sheet vertically, and that's how it works. It's very simple to set up. Once you have these assemblies set up, it's a powerful tool using that formula system I just showed you to multiply, divide, and see. You notice when I created added the assembly, the quantities in the assemblies are multiplied by whatever multiplier I put in. So I put in 4 linear feet. It calculated everything for me. I'm done. You can virtually do a whole job with 1 assembly if you set it up right, or at least a few assemblies. So very powerful tool.